Someone left a very negative comment on a video I made the other day, and that led me to make this video, which, so you're welcome. Negativity wins again. Negativity wins again. So if you want to see more cool videos, go into my comment section and comment something super negative. Just kidding. Don't do that. Thank you. Right. We're talking about Patreon programs. So the deal is that a couple of years ago, and I talk about this actually with Bronze God on Bronze God's channel, that in a video that's coming out later today. So you should really check that out. Well, shoot, this video comes out first, so I can't link it in the description, but you should look up Bronze God and like Bronze God 321 and check out that video for kind of the full story. But basically 2024, I was minding my own business, listening to YouTubers talk about cardboard when I learned about Patreon programs. Now I'd heard about Rudy's program since the dawn of time, but I learned about these distribution programs where store owners give access to distribution to individuals in exchange for a monthly fee, like a Patreon program. And this is a big win for stores for a couple of reasons. First one is that stores want to get their spend up with distribution. So the way stores work is they have distribution partners that they get product from. The store will say, I want 10,000 boxes of whatever Marvel superheroes. And that spend that they have with distribution, 10,000 is a lot. I don't know why it said such a big number, but that spend with distribution gets you the ability to spend more later. And what I mean by that is like later, Reality Fracture's coming up and you want a bunch of collector booster boxes because those are just going to sell great. Stay tuned for a future video on Reality Fracture collector booster boxes. But in order to buy a bunch of Reality Fracture collector booster boxes, you need to already have a history of spending a bunch of money with distribution, with your distribution partners. So how do you spend a bunch of money with your distribution partners? Well, it's easier if you have a Patreon program full of people that are willing to buy stuff from distribution for you. So there's a win for game stores. If game stores can say, hey, give me 20 bucks a month or 50 bucks a month or whatever it is, I will in exchange give you access to distribution. It can be a win-win for the stores. One of the wins is that they increase their spend with distribution. If you want Marvel Play booster boxes, you buy them from the store buys them from distribution. They're spending more from distribution. You get a great deal. You get to buy them at distribution pricing instead of MSRP or whatever, scalper pricing is out there. And then the other benefit to a store, of course, is 20 bucks a month or 50 bucks a month or whatever that reoccurring payment is. And of course, that's a big win to have some kind of, it's not guaranteed, but recurring cash flow can be a really big deal for helping a business run. So that's the idea behind these Patreon programs. And I say Patreon, some of them work through Discord or through other, payment processing apps or whatever, but I'm just going to shorthand them to Patreon programs is when you work with somebody who generally owns a game store and they have access to distribution and you're able to buy product through them at closer to distribution pricing. So it can be a crazy good deal. That's the last thing I want to say is that I have been part of these programs for 2+ years now, and it can be just a ton of money saved, money that you were already going to, or I should say that money that you were, already going to spend on this cardboard, but instead you get it for a much better deal. That can be the potential of these Patreon programs. Where do you come in? Well, it can feel like a lot, right? So a lot of people, if you know, the point of this video is to say that these Patreon programs are great deals. And I'm kind of advertising all of them because the thing is that these things fill up because they are such good deals. But anyways, I'll get to more on that later. But it can feel like a lot. 20 bucks a month, 50 bucks a month, whatever it is, can feel like a lot to spend monthly. And it is a lot. And you should try it out, honestly. That's what I'll say is that you should really try these things out because they do fill up. But wow. Getting access to some of these programs, they let you do pre-orders. They let you get, I was able to get The Hobbit, some play booster boxes and collector booster boxes at way below what they're selling for on TCG Player, way below. And it's thanks to these Patreon programs. And so I know I'm talking a little bit vague about it. I am going to show a list of specific ones and talk through them a little bit, but it can absolutely be worth it. So Real quick, let me talk about when I first joined, like kind of a bunch of Patreon programs, which was in 2024. And I did this well after I listened to the May the Zoo Be With You podcast, goated, by the way, done by Louis at Kitchen Table TCG, as well as other individuals that are awesome. And in this podcast, Louis talked about how his patrons were buying commander deck sets, opening them, selling the singles inside, and making good money. And I was like, really? Okay. And so immediately I joined Louis' Patreon program, and I joined other ones too. I joined Rudy's, I joined Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder, and I investigated other ones too. But I joined these programs, and I didn't stay in all of them forever, but I am in some of them now. And not, this video isn't about me, but the point is that it has been well worth it. It's been worth it. Every cent I've spent on these Patreon programs has been worth it, whether to learn about them, how they work, get great deals, get great product at great deals. And like I said, I'm going to talk about some of the specifics for a little bit, but I'm still in some of these programs. And why the key reason that I think you should consider joining one of these programs, like right now, is because they fill up. There's a possibility that every single one I'm showing you is already full. You'll have to investigate. I haven't gone through each one of these and kind of like investigated if they're still full, but here's my list. So distro partners, these are YouTubers that also do distribution kind of stuff. So Louis at Kitchen Table TCG has a program. Rob at RNG Games has a program. Rudy with Alpha Investments has a program. Anon with Anon has a program. Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder has a program. Final Trade. Oh my gosh, people keep telling me his name and I can never remember it. Oh, nope, I lost it. So these are 6 programs. There's others out there. There's like Game Vitamins has a program, for example, but his is sold out. And a lot of these are sold out. I learned that Louis is sold out. These might all be sold out for all I know, because I'm not actively looking to join more. I am part of programs and I'm happy in the programs that I'm a part of. And I actually am considering trying to join more, but like I said, some of these are sold out. Let me talk about these specifically. Well, first, let me talk about these vaguely. The larger a program is, the more patrons a program is, you can expect to get not as good of deals. And this just kind of makes sense. If you're a new program and you're starting out and you're trying to grow your program, you're going to want to give really good deals to all your patrons and people that join, so that to incentivize more people to join to help fill that program up. Now, if you are like Rudy with Alpha Investments and you have thousands of patrons, the incentive for you to sell a collector booster box at like half market price or whatever, it's just not there. It's the reason why he'll take off like $30 or $50 or whatever, take off 5%. And sell. And people complain like, hey, this isn't a good deal. Well, guess what? It sells out. And so even though it might not seem like a good deal, there's enough people in the program that for those people in the program, it is a good deal. So I'll say that first to say that like generally about each of these programs, the larger the program is, it's not going to have as good of deals. So if you can sneak your way into one of these smaller programs, that's where the real cash cow is or whatever. I don't know which of those programs it is. And so like which one's the smallest, which one has the best deals? I'm not sure. I haven't done that analysis, but what I can say is that both Louis and Kevin, they have like a catalog of this is stuff you can get from distribution. And I love those. I love those programs. Like I said, I've done Louis, I've done Kevin's, because that's how I do the commander deck set breaks. Louis, and I believe Kevin too, although I could be wrong, also do pre-orders. You can try to pre-order products. And I say try because they get allocated and you don't end up getting everything that you ask for. In general too, I mean, none of these programs are like a save all. None of these programs are going to make you billions of dollars. I'm just saying that they're worth it because they give you access to product at great prices and they give access to distribution pricing, which can be really helpful for breaking down products, selling singles, if you're into that, or just building up your collection. If you're an investor or a collector, these things can be great opportunities. I know less about how like Rob and RNG Games works or Final Trades, although I think Final Trade and Anon both do kind of like sales throughout the month. You have to check these out. You have to investigate. Rudy with Alpha Investment does sales all the time. Like every week, there's multiple sales a week on not just Magic, but Pokemon and other products. And like I said, though, the deals are not the best. They're not going to save you a ton of money, but they do save you money. If you're a big collector, or I would say if you're a big investor or collector, Rudy with Alpha Investments, his program is unbeatable because you're just going to get access to really cool stuff for a better price than you could find anywhere else. Now, if you're a flipper or a dirty scalper, the Rudy's program isn't the best just because he doesn't give you enough of a discount to like make it flippable, scalpable, or whatever. So that's kind of the gist. There's other programs out there, be clever and go find the ones that I'm not even aware of, because there's game stores out there, and maybe it's your local game store. Like somebody mentioned this, and I think this is such a good idea, is you approach your local game store and say like, hi, can I give you $20 a month and then be in touch with you? And could I order distribution pricing, or could I try to pre-order through you, or, things like that. And they might be open to that. There's, like I said, the game store is happy to guarantee themselves some cash flow and grow their distribution spend if you're a reliable, great customer. And so there's opportunity. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's definitely for me. I'm very happy as a patron to different stores that offer these types of programs. And so you should check it out. You should look into it. You should think about it. If you're a big, cardboard connoisseur, this is definitely where you want to be. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.